Morning, noon, and night. And welcome back to the 10th Generation of People Talk Show. I'm your host, 10G. And woo! I don't walk here to a war. This is a real console war this time. I came home, wrapped some gifts and stuff like that. I just got back up. I ain't unpacked. Everything right here tore up. I really don't feel like clean this mess up, but I gotta get it cleaned up. And I ain't finished wrapping gifts, and I'm just watching a lot of my favorite YouTubers go up against Soulja Boy over the new Soulja Boy console. And he's finna get ready to release. And you know some Soulja Boy is taking on YouTube and Nintendo. And the problem is, I'm just gonna be honest with all of you all. America don't run the world, okay? Soulja Boy is actually legal. He can do that. He can actually sell the console, but he doesn't sell the console because he doesn't even own it. Nintendo can't do anything to Soulja Boy. I'm sick, so y'all probably call me sick in the head. But like I said, laws are different. Okay? The YouTubes are attacking somebody who is perfectly in legal bounds. See, Apple don't actually own the Apple brand all around the world. Microsoft don't own the Microsoft brand all around the world. Nintendo don't really legally own the Nintendo Switch. Okay? If it's a reason why, and let me see if I can find it. Oh, here it is. Yep, made in China. So, see, when you send something to China, China owns it. China owns this intellectual property. Just like the iPad, they own the iPad. China owns the iPhone. Anything China put their hands on, I'm trying to look at this to see if there's a way I could get this focused in on the camera so you can see it better. But like I said, anything you send to China, China owns. That's their law. That's their policy. America don't own China. Okay? Nintendo can't do anything to Soulja Boy. Soulja Boy is not going to jail. The only way Soulja Boy will go to jail by Nintendo is Nintendo pulls some strings and lie. The FBI cannot come and kick in Soulja Boy, legally come and kick in Soulja Boy's door. They can't do that. They can do it if they want to, but legally they can't do it because he haven't done anything wrong. First of all, he doesn't even own that console. He's just the faceplate of it. He's just saying it's his console, just like we say the place we work for is ours. That's all we just say. We just say it's just a part of it. You may work for a company and say, well, this is our product, okay? But it's not really your product. Your name ain't on it. You just work there. Just like Soulja Boy just works for the place he works for. They said Nintendo sent him a cease and desist order. Nintendo better not keep sending them no cease and desist order. Because if Nintendo can keep sending Soulja Boy cease and desist orders, Soulja Boy can legally sue Nintendo for harassment. It's like this. Soulja Boy really, I don't know. I just worked there. Soulja Boy just worked there. You can't sue people that work for a company. Okay, you can only sue the company. Okay, so in other words, just because Soulja Boy's name is on there, Soulja Boy don't legally own Soulja Boy's name because now he's doing business with somebody in China. So when you do some business with somebody in China, China owns that property as well. Okay, America trade agreement isn't binding around the world. Okay, that's just all it is to it. So it's like this. Nintendo sent Mario games over to China to be printed and sent out. That means for Nintendo to send it over there, Nintendo actually had to sign an agreement with China to own the Mario property. They own the Mario logos. That's why you have all those Chinese products with all these games in, and no one's going after. Soulja Boy said that he's partnering with Ubisoft. He actually did partner with Ubisoft. Ubisoft sent products over to China to be printed and released. Guess what? Ubisoft can only get China to print it and release it if they sign over the rights to the game. That's why you see all these cheap, supposedly cheap Chinese knockoff consoles with all of these games on there from Nintendo, Ubisoft, and Capcom. You see Street Fighter all over. Because in actuality, this is the cheap Chinese knockoff. China actually, they built it. They built it like they built it. They built it like they built the PlayStation 4, and they built it like they built the Xbox. Those are Chinese designs. That's not those companies' designs. Okay, it's like that's why Microsoft wanted to get over into China because it's 1.5 billion people there. Okay, just like India is 1.5 billion. They want 1.5 billion people there. They want to get into them, but like I said, China don't really want the big three over there because they got their own gaming consoles. China's not trying to engulf in another country like that. Any company that gets into China like that is like Apple. You become extremely wealthy, but Apple don't own any of those products. They had an agreement where they can make money off of it. But in China, China owns all them Apple products. That's why you got all those supposed to be knockoff Apple products over there. But a lot of those are Chinese design. The Chinese design those. Okay? That's how they work. Apple just put their name on it and said that that's our product. But no, not exactly. You don't actually own it. Have you ever heard, it's like this phrase right here. I remember I was watching Rockstar games. And they went over into Pakistan. And the Pakistanians were terrorizing Grand Theft Auto, and they were pirating the games right there in front of Rockstar, and Rockstar made this. We were so proud that people were able to see how we live around the world. Let an American do that, Rockstar be all over you. See these companies have a thing where we really don't care if they do it in other countries. We just don't want Americans to do it. Okay. They just don't want Americans to do it. Well, because we're the biggest market, but we're actually not as big as China. They just can't get into China because China already owns it. It's like the Xbox flopped in China. The only console that was able to get into China was Xbox, and it flopped. Why? Because they already have the games. They don't need the Xbox. You understand that? So this pretty much what's going on. This is why Soulja was saying y'all don't understand what you all doing. Y'all what's going on. America don't make the laws around the world. America can't do nothing but tell Americans what to do. Okay? That's why you keep hearing about this one world order, but it doesn't come into play. It's not. The only way we have a one world order is China runs the one world order. The only way we have a one world order if Russia runs the one world order. The only way we have a one world order is Spain runs the one world order. The only way we have a one world order if Britain runs the one world order. The only way we have one world order if the United States runs the one world order. As you can see, it's not going to be a one world order until you demolish the other governments of the world. Now, you can't do anything to the people. The people ain't going to matter. It's the governments you have to overthrow. And that just shows we're not up under the same agreement. We don't have the same laws. It's a way to show you what laws really work. If you're in your car, I want you to drive up on the side of an 18-wheeler truck, something like I drive. And I want you to look like slightly to the, get up to the door and look slightly to the side of the door, behind the door. Don't go forward, go behind it. You will see a sticker on there. It'll be maybe a red or a green or a blue sticker. And on that sticker, it'll be IFTA. The IFTA, we call it IFTA. What does that stand for? International Fuel Tax Agreement. That means all 50 states came to a tax agreement. Okay? That means the taxes are paid when you buy fuel in that state, that tax money goes to you. Okay? That means, so if I live in California and I drove a truck to Texas and I wheeled up in Texas, then that tax money goes to Texas. That's what it means. And then they have to share those taxes within the systems. All right? So pretty much there's a patent agreement around the world. No one necessarily actually signs that patent agreement, but the United States, Japan, Britain, and Britain's Commonwealth, Spain, and France, and Germany, and a couple of others. You know, Canada and Australia is pretty much in Britain's Commonwealth. with a few others, sweeten and stuff like that. China's not in it. China has a trade and patent agreement, but it's on China's own law. We can't tell the Chinese what to do. That's their country. Okay, you can't tell another country what to do. That's all it is to it. So what's that mean for Soulja Boy? Soulja Boy's console is based out of China. Okay, Soulja Boy's under China's laws. That means Nintendo can't touch him. It's best Nintendo just leave him alone, because if they mess with Soulja Boy, they pretty much will be messing with China. Okay, and and you can't stop it from selling actually in America, because all those you can buy a Super Mario game with in about 1, 2, and 3 in any little truck stop or department store or something, and it got all the games with it like that on it too. Okay, and you can order it from China, okay, and Amazon to deliver it, but United States ain't too big on messing with China like that. It's like when we went into Iraq. See, America big. We can go into Iraq, a lesser, a small country like that. They really don't have a military, okay. But we can't invade. It's impossible for us to invade China. It's impossible for us to make China do what we want to do. That's 1.5 billion people. 1 billion of them are men, okay. It'd be there. It's virtually impossible to take down China, and it's pretty much vice versa here. We're more, because we're more technically advanced, and pretty much every American is armed. China will have hell trying to invade America. Millions will be lost. Anyone I'm trying to invade, it's not gonna be like Iraq. We just walk on in there and kick over their statues and say we own the place now. You can't do that. That's the only way to change China's laws. China don't live up under us. Okay, we don't tell the Chinese what to do. The Chinese don't tell us what to do. We can only agree what to do. And China has their own laws. If you bring it over to China to get it built, to get it made, to get it printed, or if you have anything to do with China, you must sign over your intellectual property. Soulja Boy just works there. He's just a faceplate. And people are saying, why would I buy a Soulja Boy console for $200 when I could buy that same console for $80? So you go and buy the $80 console. That's what they wanted you to do. Soulja Boy was just getting it out. They don't have Soulja Boy name on it. It's just Fuse. That's how it's gonna come. The first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna look at Soulja Boy. Everybody look. This is how it works. You look at Soulja Boy, then you look at the console. You know how the console is. They're gonna have Fuse on it. Soulja Boy Fuse console is gonna be $400. It may not even exist. They may not even have his faceplate or name on it. They just have a bunch of these fuses for $100. But you could be like, well, if it's the same thing, I may as well just buy it. That's what they wanted you to do in the beginning. And if the handful that do buy the Soulja Boy console, cool. That's a few extra shekels in their pocket. Soulja Boy, he's moving these consoles. He's selling it. He actually is selling. He's selling more consoles than the Switch. Okay? And the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox, because they just wanted to move the console. They just wanted to move their basic console. That's what Soulja Boy ain't behind it. He's just doing what he's told. And all the YouTubers, and the big YouTubers up there, all the way down to my favorite ones, they fell for it. They gave this company free advertising. And the reason why Soulja Boy attacked everybody was to continuously push the advertisement, and they all fell for it again. They all went back and attacked, and he moved more consoles. That's how they're just getting the name out. And it's an ironic part to all of this, an extremely ironic part. And the ironic part is Nintendo caused this. Nintendo pushed all those consoles. Nintendo can't seem to stop shooting themselves in the foot. You are selling all these consoles. You're making a lot of money. And they made one mistake. They got greedy again. And they went after these ROM companies on the computer. Okay? A lot of you all see where I'm going. It's like if you move a rock, boulders are gonna start rolling. Nintendo went in there and put out big Nintendo never should have sued those companies. If they wanted to sue those companies, they should have sent somebody else instead of themselves. Okay? And this is why. China is always watching. Japan is always watching. North Korea and South Korea is always watching. Egypt is always watching. Africa is always watching. Russia is always watching. The United States is always watching. Britain and all the Commonwealth like Canada and Australia, they're always watching. Sweden, always watching. Poland, Ireland, Greenland, they're always watching. Mexico is always watching. Cuba is always watching. Chile is always Brazil. All the nations of the world, Iraq, Iran, Pakistan. I can go on and on and on. Every country in the world, they're always watching. And somebody like Nintendo that tramps that big, go in there and trample over a little guy like that. They never saw the little guy, but they keep an eye on that little guy. They just keep a big eye on the big bear in the country. And Nintendo went in there and opened Pandora's box. They went in there and moved these pebbles, and now all these boulders are falling out when they should have left those ROMs alone. China was watching. China companies were sitting there watching. Oh, American America don't have ROMs anymore. Nintendo moved out our competition to keep our consoles out. See, Nintendo never realized those small little moms and pops, they were gatekeepers. Nintendo can't keep that gate locked. Now they open it up to a mega giant that Nintendo can't take down. Nintendo can't take down the country. And if Nintendo even attempts to go after anybody in China, the Japanese government, the emperor, the royal family of Japan, and the politicians are going to come after Nintendo and go tell them to sit down somewhere. Look, you have enough money. You're making billions. Why do you even care? Why did you even start this? Okay, Nintendo can't do anything. First of all, Soulja Boy he only works there. He may live in America. They can't do anything but maybe take down his Twitter account. That's it. That's all they can do. They can send him a letter, but they can't send him many because then he can sue them for harassment. And when he stand in front of a judge, all he's going to say is, "I just worked there." The judge is going to look over there and notice that he works for China. This is an international problem. A giant country like China, one of the largest militaries in the world, if not the largest military in the world, and pretty much on everything, on all our intellectual properties. That judge ain't gonna want to deal with that. They may try to trickle or maybe poke at Soulja Boy a little bit, and if China say, "Look," that's all China gonna say is "Look," and they gonna all stop. It's easy to pick on the small guy, but it's not easy to pick on the. See, the bear won't pick on the lion. You understand it? The bear will pick on the deer, but the bear won't pick on the lion. That's all it is too. That bear never challenged a lion. Pretty much will cut threads if you see one. This is all it is too. So Soulja Boy is selling systems, but they're not his. He's just saying they're his. Like we all say this stuff. Like I work for a trucking company. I say it's my truck. I say it's my company. I own a grain of salt of stock in there just because I just work there. I make them a lot of money. I work 6 hours. I work from 6 in the morning to 8 at night. And sometimes from 8 at night to about 10 in the morning. I make them a lot of money. Okay? And then Soulja Boy is just like me. He making his company a lot of money. They paying him a lot more than what they pay me, okay? Because he is really moving consoles. But he's mostly moving them in China. And he also moved them in the United States because the YouTubers have sat there and gave him that advertisement and people are ordering them from Amazon. Nintendo could go out to Amazon and say, just stop moving them in here, but Amazon ain't gonna stop doing it because Amazon is way bigger than Nintendo. And Amazon don't want to anger China. So Nintendo is not gonna go over there and say, Amazon stop shipping these systems. America is not gonna do that either. If America and China lock horns, it'd be a bloodbath on both sides. No one would really win it. It'd be two unmovable sides. Okay, they could only beat us probably by the numbers. That'd be about it. But their losses are gonna be so extremely heavy, and that's gonna leave them open to a lot of their enemies. Other countries that they're enemy. In America, we're not really their enemy. They're not. They just won't do things the way we want them to do. But that's just how it is. When you live in a world, people are gonna do what you want them to do. And that's where a lot of YouTubers are messing up. They're saying that the Soulja Boy's going to jail. No, he's not. Nintendo can't legally send Soulja Boy to jail on the no legal conditions. Now they can pay a judge off, okay, or they can manipulate the system to stop picking on Soulja Boy. But who knows? China may just stand up for Soulja Boy. They don't know that yet. More than likely, they probably won't. But then again, they probably will just to show off their power. That'd be a good thing for China to do to show their power in the United States. To stand up for somebody in the United States like that. That'll show their and that's what China's looking for, to prove their power. Okay? The FBI, like I said earlier, can't legally kick in Soulja Boys at their door. They can't legally take him to jail. Now they can mischievously pick with him. They can go and kick his door open just because they try to deter him from China, but that's dangerous ground because he ain't done anything but work there. Like a lot of Americans work for the Chinese. Microsoft works for the Chinese. Apple works for the Chinese. Yo, you gonna single out Soulja Boy? This is one thing that YouTube just need to stop talking about and just pretty much just let go away. That's just all it is too. I done pretty much went down a rough draft of all it, and it's pretty much, yeah, moved on longer than I wanted to. I kind of like wanted to do a 10-minute video, but I want to make sure you thoroughly understood. Soulja Boy ain't done anything wrong. No one can legally go after Soulja Boy. He's got a right to sell because even in the United States, if he's getting it shipped from China. But I don't think they may pick with him. He tried to sell them on the shelf, but they already sell Sonic games and stuff like that from other Chinese companies on the shelf. Okay, but I'm gonna let y'all go because I'm sick and I gotta wrap these gifts. I got gifts to wrap. I really don't know how this Christmas I don't know how this Christmas is going to work out because it's actually a mess and it's a mess around here. But hey, that's how it is. We work through our messes. And yeah, this Soulja Boy thing is a big mess. Okay? It's American way to pay. Okay? It's the American way to pay. And that's just all it is to it. And if they want Soulja Boy in jail, they're going to have to pay somebody to put him in it because they can't legally do it. But this is 10th generation of people. I hope you got something out of this because this is a large world. A lot of people with different things, Okay? Americans, we like the gritty side of things, and the Asians like the beauty side of things. We all different. But Americans cringe at games with bouncing breasts in it. The Asians cringe at games where they get shot in the head in. You see what I'm saying? We got two different sides. Everybody had their own way of living. Okay? It's like Mortal Kombat. It ain't nothing but a bucket of blood and snatching off heads. That's the game that a lot of Americans like to play. Then you got games like Dead or Alive where they're very elegant. That's the type of game that Asians like to play. We're all different and we can't run this world. There's no one world order. This is our way. It is too. We're all different. Okay? A lot of us Americans, we go out our way to buy the Japanese and Asian stuff because we want that elegance. The Asians really don't want to shoot them in the head games, okay? They really don't. They really don't care. That makes them cringe. They don't like stuff like that. A lot of Americans don't like stuff like that. That's what's pushed on YouTube. We'll shoot them in the head, it's fine. You can snatch them back as long as nothing's moving and we're just snatching heads off, we're good. And then you get games like Dead or Alive where hair is moving, breast is moving, belly is moving, everything. I guess it's too much for some YouTubers, I guess. I don't know. I really don't see how bouncing breasts will bother you because I guess your whole life will be bothered because all the breasts bounce. I'm just saying. This is just a difference in the world. Some people are okay with it, some people ain't. We're okay with massive slaughter here in America. They're okay with elegance over there in the Asian country. We're all different. And we all have different laws. And America, last again, does not run this. Okay, this is all it is to it. They only can make agreements here. They can, we can trample over smaller countries that you see around here, but that's about it. But I like to say, I like to say, thanks for dropping by. I love all you very much. I wish you all well, and I see you when I get back off the road.